I like how you describe faith as, believe in something blindly. Um,
Mm,
and it's actually true for many people because there have been some hardship, in our country recently and throughout life really. But a lot of people can persevere because they have faith. Um, I personally have a very interesting relationship with faith because as a gay man, many faith don't consider who I choose to love appropriate for their religion. This is getting a little bit more tricky when we discuss this kind of topic. But I think it is relevant in the discussion about fear versus faith. I myself is a Buddhist, so I don't believe in a God. I believe in many gods because
mm,
we have many different gods in our religion. Um, but by the same token, I don't go to temple every week or every month to worship because it's a different mentality. So for us Buddhists, the Buddhist is in your heart. So we practice our faith. For me personally, is by doing what is right. So there's two rules that I live by. One is a golden rule, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it or some of it. Is that you treat people the way that you want to be treated. I
mm.
usually aim a little bit higher. I treat people with a platinum rule. And the platinum rule is you treat people the way that you think they may like to be treated. The reason behind that platinum rule is that everybody perspective and perception and how they want to live their life is very different than yours. You just have to put your faith aside sometimes to respect and accept that other faiths and other religions exist, and then you can live peacefully and harmoniously among each other. Um, I know personally it's hard for me to discuss this topic because my mother converted from Buddhism to Catholicism, and
Mm,
in Catholicism, being a homosexual or being a gay man is a sin. So we
right.
don't have the best of the relationship. So for me, faith and fear is always collide. But like I mentioned, which one we will it depends on the person.
Yeah. Thank you, Patrick, for being so brave and sharing your identity and your story as well. Because uh, not to make it just a religious talk, but I'm baptized Catholic, and as I've grown older, I've had to unlearn a lot of things that I grew up, kind of out of my control, learning. So my faith now in my life is truly based on just where I see myself and what I want to accomplish as a person, what kind of character I want to own as I move through my life, and the things that I want to accomplish that are uh, solely based on benefiting me, my family, my mother in particularly, and providing a better life for us as a whole, because that's where my faith lies. But I feel like I have to do a lot of things that I don't want to do a lot. I have to do what is necessary. I have to do what I need to do, and a lot of those times, that's a lot of it poses a lot of fear for me. But I have faith in the process, and I love to do what I'm scared of that benefits me in that way. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my journey, my story, and I'll get back to the topic of fear versus faith and how to live boldly. Shamar and Jaren, what are your guys' thoughts? What would you tell yourself or your friends, who maybe live in fear, or maybe have a lot of faith, but maybe those two worlds kind of coincide together. Maybe we need fear to have faith, and vice versa. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'd probably say you need fear to some extent, because without fear, you're not going to be able to have faith in anything. That's the way I see it. But you can't be so fearful to where you don't want to do it, that you don't want to do anything. Like it's just like the times that we're in right now. You can't be so fearful that you're not gonna at least maybe go. You can go talk to your, if you live close by your parents or your grandparents or family, you still go talk to them outside. You can stay away. You can stay 6 feet away, but you can still talk to them in person. But because you never know, what can happen. You can be fearful, or you can finally go spend some time with your family, because we don't know what's going to happen in the situation that we're in right now. We don't know when this could end.
Right.
I'd like to co-sign with Shamar on that, because I think with fear, it inspires faith. And I think fear is one of the biggest challenges people in general have to go through. And it's really just the largest boundary. So once you take that leap of faith, that blind jump to where you can overcome your fear, I think then in general you'll start having more confidence and start living more of your life. But it's really like what I tell my friends, it's really just that one leap of faith that people struggle to take. And it's scary. It's a very scary situation to be put in. But it's, as people in general, we all are put into that situation, and we all have a choice. Are we going to take that leap of faith and live the life we want to live, or are we going to be contained by fear? And it's just really
right. Well, Jaren, I have to jump in right now because you got me excited. I love what you said. Fear inspires faith. And I remember a time in my life to where I was fearful to like step into my own greatness or to live up to my fullest potential. You know, there was a lot of fear when I first got to college because no one in my family had ever been to college. But I knew that I wanted to get a degree to set a good example for my family and to make myself proud. You know, my family is going to be proud. But on that journey, man, I had to have a lot of faith in that process and face my fears every day almost. You know, I didn't like to write. I didn't like taking tests. And I was constantly facing those fears. And eventually it just calloused me to face those fears fearlessly. And then when I stepped out of school, I started doing that to develop myself in life, you know, not just in school, not just in the classroom, not just at home, but in anything that I want to do. You know, I eventually went skydiving, and I was like so scared, but there was really nothing to be scared of at the end of the day in my experience. You know, I'm living a life through my faith, and I'm living it fearlessly. I'm living it to the fullest. Thanks, Jaren, because that really inspired me.
Yeah.
Open it back up.